everybody. Okay. This is important for me because remember. Okay, I got to go back in time a little bit. Remember when they had the status hearing August 9th about what was going to happen with the Karen Reed, whether or not the charges were going to be completely dismissed, and I made a video that day and said that the judge did not make a decision and said she had to think about it. Okay, well, the ruling or the filing from her came yesterday at some point, and the dismissal of charges was completely denied by the judge because she said that the reports from the jurors who said that they came to a decision about they said not guilty on the major charge. She said that wasn't sufficient enough. So I can believe it, but I can't believe it because given the evidence that now came forward, and we're talking about well, definitely four jurors that came out completely separate after the case and said, we came to a decision that we said not guilty, and but we didn't know if we could say that, and we didn't know what to do after, but we did not agree with having a mistrial. We didn't want that. But also, I don't know if you remember this part, but it happened kind of before, well, obviously before anything was decided, but the judge said verbatim, I don't want to know where you are in the decision making process. Like if until you come to a verdict, I don't want to know. Don't tell me or anybody else anything like that. So then you tell somebody that, and then remember the verdict form is very hard to read and decipher how you're supposed to do everything. So those two things coupled with her, I'm gonna say it. Okay, I alluded to it before, but I'm going to say it now. Um, I think she is biased. I don't know to what degree, but she is biased because if she wasn't, she would use different verbiage to convey what she wanted the jurors to do. That's what I believe. And that's what I believe from the word go. Although I was trying to give her a shot and say, well, maybe she's not biased at all, or maybe she's not as biased as I think. Well, given everything now, I say firmly, in my own opinion, she is biased. Which is sad because also, I heard about this on Law and Lumber. Remember I told you about him, Rob? He talked about it and he said that he feels bad for her because whenever they have to do a second trial, usually the prosecution or the Commonwealth in this case doesn't miss. So that means that probably, more than likely, Karen Reed is going to face charges. Now, hopefully, I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that the charges that she faces are not the major charges, like the manslaughter and the major charges they had. But I don't know. And see, I I would tend to believe that she has a better possibility of not being charged with anything the second time around because if she had different judge and if the prosecution wasn't so bent on charging her with something because they think that they're protecting a cop or something. But I when the one cop said that we're gonna pin it on the girl, that was it for me. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they want her convicted. You know, Proctor, Proctor. But we all know that he was shady from the start. So, and I discussed this also. Just so happened that after she was not found guilty of mistrial, then they rehomed him to another area. Okay, now if he didn't, this is my contention here. Okay, if he didn't do anything wrong, then why would they move him? If they believed that she did it and everything was above board, then why did they do that? I say because they knew that he did something or that he did went far and above what he was supposed to do, you know, and I'm leaving out a lot of the stuff that he did, but I'm just going based on what happened and then their reaction and their investigation of everything. That's why I say what I say. So sad, but the next trial, like I said before, is going to be in January of 2025. So um, I'm optimistically hopeful, but I'm also realistic. And I kind of knew that your odds when you have a second trial are not as good as the first time, but that's where I am right now. So, all right.